maybe I'll just say real quick, we looked at you guys, we sort of identified up front that there were sort of 4 criteria we wanted to judge you on, was feasibility, so is it, you know, gonna work, sort of production, et cetera, presentation skills, which I said were great, fundability, so is this something we'd want to fund, and then what was your return on that? And then, is this marketable, is there a real market out there for that? So, you guys want to comment on, pick one, Zolo?
Yeah, let's start with Zolo. I liked your idea, it was very clever. Having a 17-year-old son, I could see that you have something that would be appealing to your market.
So I'd love to see more in your presentation about the game mechanics, what's gonna make it playable, and you've got a really great initial twist, so where are you gonna go with it? You probably put a lot of thought into that. That would be great to add to the presentation about why you're gonna take that and continue to be different.
Yeah, and he noted when you were talking about production cost versus marketing, it'd probably be the other way, right? Instead of 40,000 for production, 10 for marketing, it's gonna be the other way, so. Marketing's a huge expense. And a lot of companies try to bootstrap it, so they'll make the product themselves, which was you had each hand had a developer on your team, so that would be of help. But my comment was just that it was I thought it was very clever that you flipped it. The zombies are attacking humans, that's pretty interesting. That might get lots of attention.
So I'm a big believer in MVPs, right? So what's the least amount of work you can do to get into market, to find out whether it really works or not. So in Zolo's case, that would be what's the sort of most limited game on one platform that you think would really show whether the twist you have and really has the interest or not. And so the key to being able to get an MVP out is to recruit somebody to the founding team that has the ability to deliver on that initial product. Because if you have to pay somebody else who doesn't have the same passion you do and they're not on the team, then it makes it a lot harder to get there. Which is another way of saying that anybody here that is thinking about becoming a developer, you should become a developer. Because there is a massive need for, I mean, every single thing like this, there's always well, we have to go find a developer. Well, if you have a developer on your team to start with, puts you a big step ahead of everybody else.
One last thing for me, but if you go to the Technology Ventures Corporation, they have this equity symposium every year, and they raise money for about 15 different companies, or at least they pitch themselves. And everybody's always looking for, sort of underneath it, because there'll sort of be a scientist there who says, oh, here's when I made this cool thing. But then you're really looking for, well, who's backing it? Who's on that team? So the team becomes really important in terms of, do they have all the right players or all the right people on the right seats in the bus, that whole expression. But, so that I think speaks to that, is that who do you have on your team? And then are you ready to take it to the next level? So, anything else?
Your presentation was really good.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. So, next one was Enchanted. Go back up the line here. Enchanted.
So you have the most to show in terms of a product, and if you really do have a developer, then you have that ability to actually get out to market, and it is so much easier to raise money if you can have something and have real market feedback. So really, it was the most developed in terms of having something that you could see actually getting to market, which is a wonderful thing.
So we think for you to be successful with your marketability, you really need to create a true New Mexico brand. There are companies here in town that sell New Mexico-made products, and so you already have some competition. So you need to take a look at that. So if you can really create that New Mexico brand and get a lot of diversity on your site, I think you'll be more successful.
Well, and I could see, like some of that with the chilies, you know, we all know the guys at El Tinto, they're already selling.
Yeah.
So they're sort of out there marketing, there's lots of other people marketing their products, so now you've got to add value to that, so. But I really like that you're bootstrapping, and so your costs were less. And then the giving back piece was interesting.
The presentation was very strong as
Oh,
well.
gosh, yes.
Need to raise a lot more money.
Okay, anything else for you guys? Okay, and then, Snapatites. You got an appetite, you got made me hungry talking about that. There's a big competitive market out there already, and you were talking in our meeting about consumer versus the restaurant, so.
Yeah, so you spend a lot of time researching the consumer side, which is awesome. Need more research on the restaurant side. I've sold to a lot of restaurants, they're very challenging to sell to. If you have ABD, you should consider opening a restaurant, because that's pretty much the qualification required.
Does anyone here own a restaurant?
Don't mind me, not anymore.
What else?
We were worried that you were unlikely to survive as a standalone product. You know, if Open Table sees that there's any benefit to adding wait time, they're gonna beat you to market for sure. So, if you could come up with the technology, maybe find a way to partner with someone who's already out there.
And then your fees, or the fundability, I thought your costs, again, you know, probably for all of you, the costs are gonna be probably, in certain areas like development, much higher than I think what we're all thinking, and then especially in the back of marketing gets,
Well, we all like to focus on the product, because that's the fun part, but it always turns out that marketing is so much more challenging. You know, there was an element in Zolo that had the potential to create a viral effect because of the multi-user part, so that really leverages the idea that friends are willing to tell each other about the game. And so if you can get that kind of hook, then that's awesome. And so in Enchanted, I want to really think about how can you get, because I have one person who comes and buys a product, what's gonna cause them to tell other people, so that you gain more consumers without having to spend money to get them. That's, you know, any business that can make that happen is a beautiful thing, and suddenly becomes worth a whole lot more money. So to go back to Snapatite, you know, you started the presentation really strong, which was great. It was obviously you put some effort into marketing and showing that, and that you always want to start strong.
yeah, the only thing I'd add is funny, I'm the marketing guy, but I always, in my classes, we're always looking for sort of that one page at the end where it says, here's the total income, here's the total expenses, here's the total profit, how much of that profit am I splitting with a potential investor, and then maybe some other numbers, break even, second year growth. So you're looking for a few other things that sort of really lay that out. And you all sort of spoke to pieces of that, but you might have that one last page that really just shows me all the numbers in one place, and it's easy to read them. That would be helpful. You know, but I was really impressed, you guys, I mean, I've done a lot of speeches, and you especially, you walked up, you just nailed it. Then a couple of you were smiling throughout, and just whatever questions, you were like, not intimidated by this setting. This is pretty intimidating, sorry. I mean, you guys were like, yeah, I'm here, I'm gambling this. I'm like, well, I don't think at your age I was doing that, I'd be running out the door. So,
Yeah, it
The
has to be
spacing
done.
moose usually intimidates people.
what? Oh, you're what are you? Oh, Bill Brothers, okay.
Nice job.
Yeah, very good. Lisa, who's our winner?
Zolo, first prize.